is here. The weekend is here. We're about to find out who's going to the Super Bowl from the AFC or the NFC. Is it Lamar? Is it Patrick Mahomes? Is it Jared Goff? Or is it Brock Purdy? Oh my goodness, inquiring minds want to know. Well, I'm about to give it to you. The Stephen A. Smith Show in the house with Snoop Dogg and Dogg and Mike Epps too. Plus, a star cornerback in the National Football League. Holla at your boy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do at the very least 3 days a week over the digital airwaves of YouTube. Thanks so much for following me. As always, our followers have exceeded 529,000, approaching rapidly 530,000. Appreciate the love. Keep it coming, and I'm going to keep on coming. Just click. If you want to continue to follow the Stephen A. Smith Show, just click the bell. And obviously, bam, there you'll have it. You'll be a new subscriber, okay? While you're doing that, make sure to get a copy of my new book, Straight Shooter, Memoir of Second Chances and First Takes. Just go to straightshooterbook.com. That's straightshooterbook.com to get your copy now in paperback, okay? Make sure you do that. I really appreciate the love. I got Snoop Dogg waiting to talk to me. I got Mike Epps waiting to talk to me. I got Sauce Gardner for the New York Jets waiting to talk to me, and I can't wait to talk to all of them. So since it's going to be a busy show, let me just get right to the NFC and the AFC championship game this year, okay? Let's start with the NFC first. Let's get this out of the way. Because when we think about them, the NFC that I'm talking about, for so long we've been talking about the San Francisco 49ers. They looked so formidable. They were running roughshod over everybody. And I thought that they were destined. And when they rolled up into Philadelphia with funeral outfits on, saying they were coming for the Philadelphia Eagles funeral, and then they commenced to busting the Eagles' living ass, I said, whoa, this is different. This is something a little different. And as a result of that, I said San Francisco's got to be the team to beat. But then fast forward, a 3-game losing streak, even before that, where Debo went down, Debo Samuels goes down, Trent Williams goes down, your left tackle, okay? I said, okay, they looked a little bit vulnerable right now. Brock Purdy don't look like himself without those two dudes before they turned it around and started looking the way that they're supposed to look. And then, when they won this winning streak, and they looked absolutely awesome, they ran into Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens in Santa Clara, by the way, and got obliterated. And because of that reality, an inescapable reality, all of a sudden we started looking at the San Francisco 49ers a little bit differently. Sure, they won, but they bent a lot. Their secondary could be exploited. You could see it. They didn't look as formidable at getting at the quarterback, at stopping the run at all times. They were opportunistic and they made plays and what have you, but still in all, too much still came down to Purdy. Too much still came down to Christian McCaffrey. Too much still came down to Debo Samuel. Okay? And I thought about it and I said, you know something? I'm still going to believe in them. And then Debo Samuel in that divisional playoff game against the Green Bay Packers last week hurt his shoulder. And when he hurt his shoulder, and he had to come out in the first quarter for the rest of the game, and San Francisco almost lost that game to Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, a quarterback in his first year throwing a football in a playoff series, or in a playoff game, rather. He did it the week before against Dallas, and then obviously he was coming to get San Francisco this past weekend. They exploited him. They picked off 2 passes, and ultimately it was lights out. But let me tell you something. I don't know if I could see that happening to the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff is playing lights out like one of the best quarterbacks in football. Amon-Ra St. Brown is looking like an all-world receiver. Certainly looked better than Stephon Diggs looked when Josh Allen was throwing him the football in Buffalo against the Kansas City Chiefs this past weekend. I can tell you that much. Amon-Ra St. Brown looked like a stud. So does Sam Laporta, the tight end. Jameson Williams can't be ignored. And out of the backfield, you got a tandem. David Montgomery is very gifted and skilled maneuvering his way in between tackles. He's rough and tumble. He can deal with the hostility. We get all of that. But Jameer Gibbs or Jamal Gibbs can do whatever you need him to do. The brother's electrifying. And I look at the Detroit Lions versus the San Francisco 49ers, and you know what I'm thinking in my mind? They can take them. So I reached this conclusion. I said, Debo plays, San Francisco wins. Debo, and I'm talking about a healthy Debo, not an injured Debo just hobbling around. And Debo doesn't play, and San Francisco loses, and the Detroit Lions, winners before these playoffs began, winners of one playoff game since 1957. So the Detroit Lions going to the Super Bowl. It's that simple to me. Debo will find a way. No one else will. So I want to just put that out there, okay? If you see Debo in the lineup, I'm picking San Francisco. If you see Debo out of the lineup, I'm picking the Detroit Lions. I have no such dilemma. With the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is otherworldly. 13-3 in his postseason career. Averaging over 300 passing yards a game, like 385, so 325, something like that. Okay? The brother is electrifying. There's no doubt about that. Travis Kelce is old reliable. Pacheco is somebody who can run the football. You can't underestimate him. And none of the receivers have dropped passes in the playoffs that I remember. So I'm looking at it from that perspective, and I'm saying Kansas City is no joke because Patrick Mahomes is truly electrifying. But this year, I believe, is Lamar Jackson's year. They're the number one seed. They've been running roughshod over everybody. They destroyed Detroit. They destroyed Seattle. They destroyed the San Francisco 49ers. I believe in this Baltimore Ravens team. And I believe that a Kansas City Chiefs team, my apologies, that are going to find themselves in a position where they're playing, where, they're going up against Lamar Jackson. I don't know how they're going to be able to contain him. He can run with the football. He can throw with the football. And I'm quite sure that their initial diagnosis, their initial thinking, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs saying they got to be worried about us too. We're the number 2 defense. Scoring defense, total defense. We're number 2. You can also say, okay, you're saying that, but let me also say this to you. Baltimore plays zone. And if anybody can exploit a zone, it's Patrick Mahomes. You can say all of those things. Because Baltimore really plays man-to-man. So they're playing areas, they're zoning out, and not only that, they can confuse the living hell out of you, and I don't see anybody confusing Patrick Mahomes. But I do think that the Baltimore Ravens have entirely too many weapons. I count Lamar Jackson as damn near three weapons rolled into one. He can throw, he can run, and damn it, because he can run the way that he can run, he ain't some regular conventional runner. He's on another dimension. So I just look at him and I just say, he'll find a way against Patrick Mahomes. And could you imagine if he pulls this off? If he is electrifying in a performance and it's a nip and tuck battle and they're going back and forth and Lamar Jackson finds a way to outduel Patrick Mahomes, that would be a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. That would be a game changer. 888-SAS-5303. That's 888-727-5303. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, right here over the digital airways of YouTube. When we come back, Snoop Dogg, Dogg. I ain't gonna go there. Da. Snoop Dogg, Mike Epps, new movie, Underdogs, coming out. He wanted to holler to his boy. I said, of course, how could I say no to the D-O-double-G? Snoop Dogg, Epps, in the house. Next. Don't touch that dial. At the Stephen A. Smith Show, I demand excellence. That's why I've teamed up with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Florida. You know how much I love South Beach. Now I love it even more. Prize Picks is the easiest way to turn your sports fandom into up to 100 times your money. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection on a wide variety of stats, and play your entry. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance are what make Prize Picks the #1 fantasy sports app. Join the Prize Picks community of more than 3 million members today. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code SAS. Those are my initials, of course. That's code SAS on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Pick. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
Y'all thought I was a crackhead janitor, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, turns out I'm a rich-ass celebrity. And when I heard about y'all league not being able to find y'all one decent, respectable citizen to mentor you little dudes, shit kind of broke my heart. So I decided to work out a deal with the Los Angeles County Community Outreach Program so you could have football legend Jason 2J's Jennings as your new head coach.
Legend. Man, get out of here, dog.
Oh, shit, I know who he is.
Good looking out. About time y'all put some respect on my name.
Nah, he used a fake penis to cheat on drug tests.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube. My guest is a multi-platinum Emmy Award-winning rapper, actor, television host, entrepreneur, and the owner of the legendary Death Row Records. He's also a big sports fan, Steelers fan. You know, I know the feeling, I know the misery. Joining him also is one of the funniest men in comedy. They both stopped by to talk about their new film, okay? By the way, the other dude that I'm going to bring up, he's an Indianapolis Colts fan. He'll explain that later. But put your hands together for the one and only Snoop Dogg himself and Mike Epps. What's up, fellas?
What up,
What's going on?
What up? What up, Smith?
It's good to see y'all, man. Listen, before I get into this movie, because I definitely want to talk about this movie, your Indianapolis Colts, Snoop, our Pittsburgh Steelers, both home watching the postseason. So now that we here with the AFC and the NFC championship game coming up, Baltimore versus Kansas City, Detroit versus San Francisco. I'm going to start with you, Snoop. Who you got going to the Super Bowl, bro?
Well, my movie is called Underdogs, so I'm going to have to go with the underdogs. I think, and don't take me the wrong way, I think that it could possibly be a Detroit-Baltimore Super Bowl.
Man.
That's what I
Hold on. Who the hell told you Baltimore was an underdog? They ain't no underdog this week.
They going up against Patrick. Go get it. Mahomes. Come on, Stephen A. Don't play with me.
I know the brother all world now,
Six
but
in
then
a row?
he's all world. He's all world, but who he going against?
He going to get Lamar Action Jackson.
Lamar Action Jackson, bro. We can't do that.
But that's why they're the underdog, because to me, you expect Patrick Mahomes to, because he's done it so many times. To me, he's the new Brady. Let's just face facts. You got to go through him to get it done, right?
That's right.
So he's the new Brady. So to me, he is the favorite. Even though Lamar and them are at home, they've never beat him in the playoffs. Tell me when I'm lying.
And then you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You ain't tell a lie yet. Epps, what's up? What you going with?
I mean, I would love to see Detroit win, man. Detroit is one of them old school teams, man, that hasn't been to the Super Bowl since Jesus was running around this piece.
All
You know
right,
what I mean?
so Detroit and who? Detroit and who?
I like to see Detroit and Lamar, but I want both of them to win, so it's kind of tricky.
I got you.
Either one of them teams go, I'm with them.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. We'll roll with that. Let me get to this movie, man, because it is entitled Underdogs. Snoop, they're calling it art imitating life. Talk to me about this movie, Snoop. Talk to me about your role in this movie and what sparked it.
I play Jason Jennings, an ex-football player that's sort of kind of like, think about like T.O., Ocho Cinco, those guys who were amazing on the football field but had issues off the field, so to speak, well, with the media or whoever it was with. I'm like that guy who's 20 years removed from football, get into an incident where I'm forced to go back to my community. And through my community, I find coaching football. And coaching these kids, I end up learning some life lessons about separating myself from the community, about having family in my life. I learn from the kids and I teach the kids, and it's a valuable lesson about family and love. I encounter my homeboy Kareem, who Mike Epps plays in the movie, one of my childhood friends, who eventually becomes like my assistant coach and my sidekick to make sure that everything is ran right with the kids. So it's like sort of kind of like my life with me and my coaching and my football league, but the coaching style that I use is completely different than me in real life, and it's a beautiful story because it imitates my actual life.
It
Mike,
is.
what
It
did you
is.
like, and what enticed you to be a part of this? To be a part of this project. What made you like it so
Uh,
much?
You know what, man? I've been a witness of watching Snoop raise these kids through this league, man. A lot of them young guys went to the league, went to the NFL and stuff. So, like he said, man, he really, really was doing this. It wasn't like he just got a movie script about being a coach. This was his real life, so it was authentic, man. And I love being a part of authentic stuff. You know,
When you think about Snoop, Mike, for a quick second, I mean, I know what he means to me. I know what he's meant to me. That's been my boy, my brother for years, and all the great things that he's done that a lot of people don't talk enough about as far as I'm concerned. Tell
right?
our audience what you know about Snoop, how long you've known him, and what you know about Snoop that you don't hear enough about.
Well, you know, definitely Snoop Dogg is he's pop culture, man. He's culture, man. You know, and for me personally, I seen Snoop when he first started. I just told him before we got on the phone that picture of him when he had the prison jacket on and he was sweating and he was looking that way on his first album. I remember him since that time. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you're a fan of somebody, we all came up in the same era. I watched Snoop go through all his trials and tribulations. So I appreciate him a little bit different than anybody could because I'm looking at him from a fan and I'm looking at him from a friend. So the man deserves his flowers, man. He really, really is what he's putting out there. He's a family man. And, you know, I witnessed him take the time out with them kids, man. And you know, and that's mentorship, man. You know, so sometimes his work is unveiled. You can't really see the real work, but this is a prime example, man. This movie, that's him.
Were you mad at him for hoodwinking you and being slick with you, Mike Epps, when he fooled us all into thinking he wasn't going to be smoking any more weed? Hey, I
Hey,
mean,
man.
all of us fell for it, Mike. I know I did. I said, what the hell's going on?
Even they sent me a text. Even they sent me a text like he want to hang out with me now. Fuck out of here, man.
But I was like, yo, I was like this. I said, what have I done? I felt bad. What have I done? Did I what have I
It felt like
done?
a
Oh, have I
punishment,
lost?
huh?
I will never say stay. I was like this. I was like, I will never say stay off the weed again. What have I done? And then find out I got hoes. What? He hosed us, man.
It
Hey,
backfired on
look
you,
here,
Stephen
man.
A. See,
Yeah,
you put that man
I like
out
that
there and it
one.
worked on the person you didn't want it to work on.
I said,
hey,
damn. I
hey,
don't get
look
fooled like
here.
that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, look here, man. When Snoop Dogg said that, man, you know his real friends know. I said, ain't no way. I said he gonna bend that after he tell everybody that he gonna bend that corner right as soon as everybody turn their head.
I'm just saying that he looks so serious. I was like, yeah. I said,
I
yo,
didn't believe
literally,
not 1 minute of that. I didn't believe none of that.
what I actually put on Twitter. I said, what have I done? And what have I done?
It was a
But Stu,
punishment,
man,
huh?
hell yeah, wasn't it? Wasn't it? I'm thinking about this movie. I see this brother C.J. Stroud, who used to play in the Snoop Youth Football League, and how incredible of a talent he is, but a special human being as well. Kid really, really seems to have his head on straight. I mean, just composed, unflustered, not flustered by anything right now. When you first started your youth league, as you think about this movie, Underdogs, that's coming out right now, when you contemplate the kind of impact that you've had, did you see this? Did you see this kind of stuff happening?
No, I didn't. And what's crazy is I had a song that I had wrote the second year I put my league out. It was called "Beat Up on Your Pads," and it was something that I said in there to all the Snoop youth football players that will be eventual NFL stars. Manifestation. And then maybe 5 years later, our first kid that made it to the NFL, Ronnie Hillman, rest in peace, made it to the Denver Broncos, went to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Mm,
Peyton
mm,
Manning loved him. When this man
Mm-hmm.
mm,
was making his transition, I get a call from Peyton Manning. Snoop, call Ronnie's mama. Call his mother. She tell me how he's doing. I talk to him, cheer him up. A few weeks later, he transitioned. Peyton hit me. Dog, I'm gonna speak at his funeral. I love Ronnie like you did. He was a great treasure to be around. So when I
Wow.
seen that, how kids from my league could affect a legend like Peyton Manning to have him come speak at his funeral, and he only played a few years with him. Then I'm watching
Hmm.
CJ, I'm watching Dobbs, I'm watching Nixon, I'm watching Lenore, I'm watching Drake Jackson, I'm watching Jack Jones, I'm watching all these kids that were kids in my league. They're men now, but in my eyes, I see the kid in them. They're big kids having fun. And when I started my league, that's what it was all about, letting these kids have fun so when they grow into men, they can reflect back on being big kids and go back and help and save somebody the same way I did.
Is this movie, Epps, is this movie going to reflect that kind of fun? I know it's going to be a beautiful message in it. It's going to be some serious stuff. But at the end of the day, how much fun is going to exist in this movie? Because when we see you, that's what we expect to see.
Hey, well, you know what, man? I had a great time playing my part, man. There was a couple of influences that was there for me already. Coach K Mac, Coach Silky, some of Snoop's partners that coach with him. So it
Mhm.
was easy for me to channel some of them guys, man. And I mean, the kids in the movie were incredible. It's like a up to date Bad News Bears. You remember Bad News Bears? Them little
Oh,
bad kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's one of
it's like a up to date Bad News Bears, man. To me.
listen, let me tell you. Let me give y'all both props. I mean, you have your movie has a fan, and I'm a fan of both of y'all. Y'all know that we go back a long ways. But I'm
Appreciate
also a fan of that damn, Tika Sumter. I'm a fan of her.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
hey, Tika is
You know,
hot.
you know what I'm saying?
She's hot shot. You hear
You
me?
understand what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
I'm looking at my top five list and stuff like that. So I might have to revisit that. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I might have to revisit.
hey, Stephen A, check this out. I met Tika probably 20 years
Boy,
ago
you
when I was
silly.
on a show called One Life to Live, right?
Yes, soap opera, One Life to Live,
Hello.
ABC.
It was my grandmother's favorite show, right? So my grandmother loved it. So I asked to be on the show. And when I came on the show, I met Tika. She became my homegirl. She was my friend. We had chemistry as friends off screen, just as homeboys and homegirls. So when she had the opportunity to play this role and we read like we on the Zoom,
Mhm.
it's magic. When you see that shit on screen, it's magic.
Well, let me say this to you, Snoop and Epps. Let me say this to both of y'all. Quote me here, because it's very, very important. You know, that's your experience, Snoop. And she was on One Life to Live, which comes on before my soap opera, General Hospital, which I got a
Hello.
recurring role.
Hello.
All right. She was, she was very young. But you remember David Allen Greer playing Reverend Leon Lonnie Love on Raw?
Hey.
And
Hey.
remember when he saw Pam and he said, "Girl, you done grown. You done grown." When I think about Steve, grown. You understand what I'm
Reverend
saying?
Stephen A. Girl, you
I,
can
I,
grow.
I just gotta let you know. But before I let y'all get on out of here, it's a serious subject, but it might be fun to y'all. Let me ask y'all this question. Snoop, I saw you when you had your comedy jam and Cat Williams was doing his thing for you.
Oh God. Hey
I know you
man,
know Cat Williams. Only
don't
question
poke
I
the
got is
bear,
this.
man. Don't poke the bear.
I'm not poking anything. I'm asking y'all reaction to seeing him on Club Shay Shay talking with Shannon Sharp. Just a general question.
Well,
Answer it anyway.
Skip. Let me tell you, Skip. When he come on my show, Skip, I can't control him. I mean, Stephen A. I mean, Steve, not Stephen A. Skip. Which one is it? But when he come on my show, Club Shay Shay, you know what? I'm gonna say it like this. I'm happy for Shannon. And I'm going to say it like this because anytime you find an athlete that can transition into different
Right.
things, the situation
Yep.
he had with Skip, and he had to figure out what he was going to do with you on Mondays, and he created Club Shay Shay. I'm into the transition, right? Because a lot of these NFL players have issues when they finish with, what am I going to do? So
Right.
Shannon is giving an example of what you should do. And then when he
I'm
gave
proud.
then when he gave props to Rock yesterday and told The Rock how he inspired him, it's somebody watching, man. No matter
Right.
who the interviewer is and whatever they say, I'm looking at the platform, the person that's on the platform, and what is it going to do for him? Because that Cat Williams interview is going to come and it's going to go. But
That's right.
Shay Shay is going to stay if he keeps
That's right.
good content coming every episode.
That's right. Epps, I'll give you the last word, bro.
Hey man, Cat Williams, hey man, ain't nobody safe. That's all I can tell you. Hey,
Nobody's
you know
safe.
what? Ain't nobody safe. You know, the thing about it is, man, and I'm gonna always say this, and I'm gonna say this, man, that at the end of the day, it's all entertainment. We all brothers in this game. It's all entertainment. Nobody can take none of that serious, man. Everybody that he talked about, even him. We all guilty for talking and saying stuff about people. Yeah, I mean, it's all opinion. And that's how I took it. It was all fun. We gonna keep it fun, man. Let's keep this fun. Let's have a good time. And man, and whatever people got to say, man, nobody got hurt, nobody got harmed by it. Everybody that he talked about, they still working. He's still working. He's making more money now. So hopefully he ain't gonna get upset no more.
Here's what I say, Mike. Here's what I say. If you're a comedian, the first rule of engagement as a comedian is that you have to have tough skin. Because if you're going to dish it, you have to be able to receive it. When you step into the world of comedian, that's what comes with your job. You have to always be ready to receive it because you usually dish it.
And we the
Absolutely.
most sensitive ain't that crazy? We can give jokes, but we can't take them. Boy, I can't take a joke,
You go.
Steve.
Hey, oh, yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna get you for pointing out the world didn't they say shit about my hairline until you started. They say about my hairline until you started. Right?
he
Watch
put
that,
the
boy.
spotlight. He put the spotlight on your hairline, Stephen A.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Last question for you, Epps. Netflix comedy special premiering February 20th. That's you, bro. What you gonna be talking
Hey,
about?
man, make sure y'all go check that out, man. I didn't put them special out. This is probably like my fourth or fifth one, man. Make sure y'all enjoy it, man. It's the same Mike Epps, man. This is what we doing, baby. Thanks for that promotion.
No doubt. You know that's coming. Snoop, love you, bro. You know that.
I love you too.
Underdog
Hey,
premiering on Prime Video January 26th, my man. You know I love you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
man, I
Oh, by
love
the
y'all.
way,
Much love, Steve.
tell Tika I said hello.
Will do. Hi,
Just make sure you
Tika.
tell. All right, y'all.
Love you, Stephen A.
What's that? What you put in the desk box on my desk for? Man, you couldn't have opened it for me? What? Ah, my new book on paperback. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. It works for me. It works for me. Y'all see this. New foreword and all. Stephen A. in paperback, straight shooter, memoirs, second chances, and first takes. I haven't gotten over that picture. It does look pretty smooth. I must say so myself. It's a bestseller. I'll hold on to this. Hope you go out and get it. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Wouldn't be here without you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airways of YouTube. And as promised, we've got one of the elite young stars in the National Football League in just his second year, just 2 years in the National Football League. He's already one of the best corners in the game. I'm talking about the one and only Sauce Gardner from the New York Jets. What's up, big time? How are you, man? How's everything?
I'm great, man. Can't complain. Blessing to be here. Huge fan of your work, man. So,
I,
yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much. And I'm a huge fan of your game. It ain't your damn fault that y'all ain't in the playoffs. I can tell you that much. It ain't your damn fault. I want you to put it in perspective in all seriousness, what this season was like for you the moment you saw the superstar that is Aaron Rodgers go down just 4 plays into the NFL season. What was that like? Can you take us back to that moment?
I mean, like, you got to think, like, I was building a bond with him, the whole offseason, OTAs, training camp. He was also building a bond with the rest of the team. We all loved him. He was just a great leader, great role model. So, it's like we had everything made for us, especially when he got here, controlling that offense. making plays in training camp, all of that, joint practices. So once I seen him go down, it's like my heart dropped, you know. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm like, when he went down, I'm like, man, is we about to be able to achieve everything that that we thought we was gonna achieve with him here? And I was like, I don't know. At least I could do my job. You know, I could focus on what the defense what we got to do. But you know, as far as the overall team, I didn't know what to expect because you know he a superstar. You know.
The city itself, meaning New York City, because I'm from Hollis, Queens, born in the Bronx, raised in Hollis, Queens.
Yeah.
The city of New York was like, yo, they could go to Super Bowl. I had y'all going at the very least to the AFC
Yeah.
Championship game. Obviously, that's scheduled to take place this weekend, but I was looking forward to it in a whole bit. You know, and what was y'all expectations? What were y'all thinking about before he got injured?
Man, we thought we was gonna go all the way and win. You know what I mean? You got these teams in the league. It's a lot of great elite teams, but you know, I feel like every team is beatable. You know, just a few weeks ago, people was talking about how good the Eagles was, and the Eagles was gonna beat the Cowboys, this and that, and just like neither one of them is in the playoffs right now. You know, so you just really you don't know what to expect. You know, and especially the way our defense was playing, we was able to go up against any offense out there. So, and we was expecting to go far and go to the Super Bowl and ultimately win it.
When you look at your career thus far, how are you feeling about you in terms of your talent compared to anybody else that's playing in the league right now?
And I like me. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm as humble as it gets. You know, I just it's me versus me. You know, I don't really compete versus other people. You know, I be seeing a lot of stuff on the internet, people trying to compare me to other corners, but really it's like my goal is to be better today than I was yesterday.
Mm.
And when it comes to football, be better next year than I was the year before. So that's the exact definition of competing with yourself, you know, you versus you. I feel like a lot of people just say that just to talk, but you know, me, that's actually what I'm getting at. I want my second year to be better than my rookie year, and I want my third year to be better than my second year. So all the comparisons and everything like that, I feel like I'm in my own lane. I feel like the other corners are in their own lane. You know, yeah, all corners have something unique about them, some that they do at an elite level. All corners have some weaknesses, but you know me, I feel like y'all fall into that category as well. You know, we all have strengths and weaknesses, but you know, I just focus on myself. I watch other corners. I watch a lot of other corners when it comes to like trying to help my game. You know, whatever other corners' strengths are, you know, I watch them other corners to see like what I can improve on. You know, so it's not one of them things where I'm just out here just feeling myself. You know, I'm just always trying to find ways to get better.
Before you arrived in the National Football League, who do you believe is the best cornerback that you had ever seen?
Um, like ever or like during that time.
Both.
Okay, so ever, it was like I had a few. So of course Revis, like when I got drafted to the to the Jets, of course I'm like Revis, that guy. But
Darrell
you know
Reed.
Revis, Chad Bailey, Charles Woodson, Prime. But I didn't used to watch Prime, but like on YouTube, just seeing those things, like he was an animal. But like during the like in the league at that time, it was Jalen Ramsey. You know,
Mm.
all while I was in college, that was the only corner that I used to watch. So you know, Jalen, you know, he was my favorite corner.
Do you find yourself playing in the NFL these days? Because me covering the NFL and knowing guys like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and various others, and hearing the kind of complaints they've had about how defenders don't get a chance to really do their things. This game is catered so much to offense. I mean, you could get penalized for having bad breath, for crying out loud. That's how they felt. That's how ridiculous they think the NFL has gotten. As a defender, as a cornerback, as a guy that's on his own island out there patrolling the secondary the way that you do, how hard is it, particularly in today's game, to excel at your position in your estimation?
Um, I mean, it's definitely got a lot harder, coverage wise. Also, when it comes to the physicality that you can have, but you know, there's nothing I can do about it. You know,
Right.
when I think about it, like the refs don't see everything. You know, they make mistakes too. So none of us perfect, so the refs gonna be making mistakes. We gonna be making mistakes and everything, but the game has definitely got a lot harder.
Mm.
When it comes to like targeting, there's a lot of guys getting taken off of targeting. Me, I don't really have to worry about that because I'm not trying too hard to, hit somebody helmet to helmet. I'm just making sure I make the tackle and cover my guy. So that's the main thing for me. I think you'll probably get more out of that question if you ask like a linebacker or a safety.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah.
Talk to me about this weekend's coming up because we've got conference championship games coming up. We've got Detroit going up against the San Francisco 49ers, but closer to home for you because you're an AFC team. The Baltimore Ravens are about to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who y'all lost to 23-20 when y'all played them. I believe the date of that game was October 1st, if I remember correctly. What are your thoughts about this AFC championship game matchup coming up this weekend?
I think it's gonna be interesting. One thing about the Chiefs, they have some games where it's close and or a game that they lose, but when it comes to that AFC Championship and those clutch games that they have to win, they always find a way to win. But the way the Ravens playing, they defense, they playing fast, they dominating Lamar controlling their offense. So I can't really say who I think gonna win, but I feel like that's gonna be an interesting battle. And for Detroit, the Lions, I like what they doing. I'm from Detroit, so it's
Yep.
always good to see the Lions making something happen like that. Growing up, I never seen that. So
That's right. They got one play before this weekend. You had one playoff victory since 1957. I don't know if you know that. One
it's,
playoff victory since 1957.
yeah, I didn't know the exact year, but I just know when I was coming up, I never was fortunate enough to see them
Mhm.
playing in the playoffs, going to the Super Bowl, NFC Championship, or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that game as well. I can't tell you how that one gonna go. Of course, I want the Lions to win, but they got some things that could be better.
Mhm.
Personnel wise, I feel like I don't know if Debo playing, but
That's my issue, Sauce. I
yeah,
believe if Debo plays, they win. If he doesn't play for San Francisco, Detroit's going to the Super Bowl. That's how I feel about it. That's how important I think Debo is.
he's definitely important. They run their offense around him, so I don't know what to expect, but hopefully Detroit can get that done.
As a corner, in a game of this magnitude, who would you rather go up against, Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson?
Um, that's a hard question. Those two elite quarterbacks right there.
That's right. That's right. And I'm asking an elite cornerback what he would do, what he would prefer.
Um, this is a good question. Because the thing about Lamar, he's just so tricky. Both of them can get out the pocket and run, but Lamar is just different. Like,
Right.
I'll probably go against Pat Mahomes. Not gonna lie. I'll probably go
Because if
against
he's safe,
Mahomes.
because at least you're more worried about Patrick Mahomes throwing the football than running. Whereas with Lamar Jackson, he's such an electrifying runner. He could
Yeah.
he could just wreak havoc. That's what you're saying.
Basically, because when you go against Lamar, your whole defense gonna have to change. Because you gotta have
Right.
somebody to keep eyes on him. You gotta have somebody over the ball. So, that
Right.
could change the whole defense.
Mm,
Going against Pat, you gotta do it a little bit, but you can always switch it up. You can make changes going against Pat, but Lamar, he
mm.
can run anytime, whether it's a design quarterback run or if he want to keep running the ball, if you want to keep scrambling, he can do that.
Before I let you get on out of here, man, as we reflect back on the New York Jets, the kind of season that y'all had, tarnished by the injury to Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, he's expected to be back and ready to go. What's the mentality of the team? I know the season just ended for y'all and what have you a few weeks ago, but nevertheless, I imagine that the excitement at some point is going to stir back up because you're expecting Aaron Rodgers to be back next season. What's y'all mindset? What are the kind of conversations y'all have had about with one another about what y'all are expecting to do next season?
Man, we gotta stay humble, stay down, all the extra social media stuff. We gotta leave that in 2023. You know what I mean? Because just that fast, it can all be taken away from you. So you just we gotta be some silent assassins. We gotta be those underdogs, the guys that come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna be doing too much talking this year.
Ain't gonna be too. Y'all you think y'all did too much talking last year?
It was it was a lot. It was a lot of talking last year. It was a lot of because it was a lot of attention. It was a lot of media. It was a lot of it was hard knocks. It was a lot going on. So it was. Then you gotta think when Aaron come, it's automatically gonna ramp up a little bit, you know. So we just gotta make sure we humble. I know me, I'm always taking the humble route, but we gotta make sure we all on the same page. And yeah.
Man, the best of luck to you. I hope that I see you at the Super Bowl, because there's a lot of players that show up during Super Bowl week and what have you. Congratulations on your career thus far, because you're one of the best in the business right now already, just your second year in the league. So major, major props to you, and hopefully that bad man that he is, Aaron Rodgers, does not get hurt again.
All right.
I notice I was very, very nice. I didn't bring up that damn Zach Wilson. I didn't bring up your teammate. I didn't bring him up. All right, I'm being very, very nice, okay? So I want to keep it that way, but I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much, man. You take it easy, all right?
All right, you too. I appreciate you.
Thanks again to the one and only Snoop Dogg himself, the D-O-double-G, the one and only Mike Epps, and of course, Sauce Gardner. Just in the second year as a cornerback for the New York Jets, really felt sorry for what happened to him and that team, because obviously Zach Wilson was not the guy for the job. He's lucky he's in the damn league as far as I'm concerned. But the New York Jets, with that elite defense, if you get a quarterback with Garrett Wilson to throw the football to, somebody to run the football for you, I don't have a problem with it, okay? And they certainly have that. And so I'm going to root for the New York Jets and surmise that next season, better times lie ahead. Before I get on out of here for the day, let me go to your tweets, because I'm not taking any phone calls when I'm on the road, and I'm looking at some of these questions. At Randy_Vision writes, which one are you taking? Okay. He's what the hell are these? What are these? Bulbasaur, whatever the hell it is. Charmander or the Squirtle. These are Pokemons, I guess that's what it is. I'm going to say, you know what I'm going to say? Charmander. That's who I would take, because it reminds me of me because of the forehead. That's what I'm going to go with, okay? At Vic AL419 writes, name your top 3 basketball shoes of all times. Jordans, and AIs. Okay? The Reeboks, the AIs with Reeboks. I like those. I'm only playing. It's really Jordan AIs, and I love Steph Curry shoes as well. They're very, very comfortable. At Chuck Bass FF, he says, are we just going to keep pretending that Wagyu beef is worth the price? I actually like Wagyu beef. I think Wagyu beef is delicious. It works for me. I don't know. Maybe you going to the wrong restaurant, so they cooking. You got a girl that's cooking the food wrong. It works for me, bro. And I'm sorry, wrong dude. At JMTan7_, right? Who is the best NBA role player of all time? Well, role players don't mean that it could be starters or it doesn't. It could be a starter. It could be somebody coming off the bench. I don't know the answer to this question. I think about Vinny the Microwave Johnson when he was in Detroit coming off the bench for Isaiah and Dumas. He was absolutely fantastic. I think about that. I think about Dennis Rodman, who was never a scoring option, but he was a rebounding demon and an elite defender and all of this other stuff. There's no definitive answer to this question without research. I didn't see this question. I'm going to have to think about it and get back to you on that. All right, bro? Let's go to, actually, that's it. I answered all of these questions. So I got to get on out of here for the day, for the weekend. Hope y'all enjoy the NFC Championship games. Have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Be safe, okay? And look forward to some great, great football games. I despise blowouts. Unless, of course, it involves the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, I couldn't pass that up. Next time you'll be talking to me, we'll know who's going to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Until then, this is Stephen A. signing off. Peace and love, everybody.